Hello. So I want to talk about franchising. Okay. So I was asked today. Someone knows someone that was thinking of buying a franchise, and this is what I would say if they asked me directly. Okay. Um, I mean, franchising it can be great. Okay, and the reason it's there is someone's come up with a brilliant idea for a business. They've got a brilliant business, and there are other people that don't know how to start a business. They don't have the idea, and they're buying a little bit of the business. Okay, and they're sharing the success path of that business. And the problem is that for creative entrepreneurs, you're creative. You wanna create your own business. And the problem is when you buy into a franchise, they are the boss essentially. The way that I see it is that you're buying a job, and it's worse than a job because you have all the financial risk. But you're still told what to do by the franchisor, not on a day-to-day level, but there's certain things that they will have that you won't be able to do. So some of them will restrict you adding other products onto your range, doing something else along the side, because they want the money from you, and they earn their money because they get a commission from what you sell. So you are a money-making machine for them. So not only are you trying to earn money for you, you're earning money for them as well. So that puts you under a huge amount of pressure. Now, I know from the ladies that I work with and from myself that being a parent, crap happens, things get in the way. Our kids are poorly, things, and you might have to take a few days, a week, a year out because that is where you need to be with your children. As a franchise owner, I don't think there's anything set up. Like, you still have to pay those royalties and those fees to the franchisor because that's how they're getting their income. If you own your own business, you can just decide, I'm just gonna slow it down. So when I had my business, I slowed it right down for my first baby. It just ticked along, and I knew the income was down. That was fine. I wanted the time with my child. I couldn't have done that if I was a franchise owner. The other thing is you're creative, you grow, that's how your brain works. You want to keep growing and coming up with new ideas. So to be in this little prison, this little box that you can't get out of because you've got someone keeping you there for their own purposes, then that can be incredibly frustrating and quite, it's squashing you a little bit. So not only do you have the financial pressures that they put upon you, so it's not really your own business. When it's your own business, you set your own pressure level, you set your own targets, and you do the work. And one of the turning points for me with franchising, whether I franchised my business, because I had every possibility to, it was a business that was in a position, and that's what many of my peers have done, is that they've gone into franchising their brand. But one of the turning points for me, and I just decided I was never going to do it to anybody, was a mum who had a baby group franchise. And she was close to tears. We were chatting and she wanted out. She wanted to just shut it down. She wanted to be with her children. It was all consuming. But the franchisor wouldn't let her because she still had to pay all the royalties and all the fees. So she couldn't just stop because she'd have to find hundreds of pounds every month just to pay them. So she tried to sell it. So she found a couple of people to buy it, and the franchisor said no because they weren't right for the company. And it's hard enough to find, there's a local soft play that's trying to sell, it's hard enough to find buyers for a business, but then to have someone go, no, they're not right for the people that do want to buy, you're stuck there. So she was totally stuck. She paid loads of money to this company, and she was totally stuck. So that is worse than a job, because with a job you can quit if you don't like it. With a franchise, you are tied into that franchise until they let you go. Or until your contract runs out. There is no other way out, or if you find someone that they're happy for you to sell to. That's awful. And I decided that I could never do that to someone. I could never have on my conscience a mum that desperately wants to spend time with their children, but couldn't because I was wanting my money from them. I could not do that to someone, and I decided there and then I was never going to franchise my business in that way. So I came up with a new model, which I just talked very quickly again. This isn't a sales pitch. This is more about making people aware of what you're getting into with franchise. So there's that. So you're very restricted. You're basically an employee. You've got less, you're paying money to promote someone else's business. Now, if they decided to kick you out for any reason, if you broke a few of their rules, or at the end of your contract, you have nothing. All of that energy, all of that money that you've spent on marketing, all of that energy you've spent on growing your business is theirs. It's their brand. It's their business. So you can't then launch, you could launch another company if it's in your contract that you're allowed to, but you'd have to start from scratch with brand awareness. Now, if you started on your own, all of that work you put in, all of that money that you put in, and the extra money you wouldn't have from paying for the franchise in the first place is yours. No one can ever take that away from you. So you set the pace, you set the rules, you set what you want to work, you set your product range, and it's all yours. So when you own your brand and your website, that is yours. No one can take that away from you. And it's just, to me, it's a no-brainer. Like, why would you spend 10, 20, 30,000 on a franchise when you can invest that in yourself and your own business? And I know that people buy franchises because they don't know how to start a business. They don't know what they're doing. And one of the things is if you buy a franchise and you don't know what you're doing, you don't even know if you enjoy it, so you're spending 20 grand to be kept in a box for 3 to 5 years. If you don't like it, you've got to carry on anyway. It's not like you can go and get another job. You are trapped there. Whereas when it's your own business, if it's not working for you, if you don't enjoy it, then you tweak it, change the product range, add something new. And that's what creative people need, is that flexibility and freedom. The other thing is that they sell areas, so they basically lock out an area for you. And whilst I can see that there's a reason, sometimes we do that with our higher packages. At the end of the day, with an area, even if you've spent 30 grand with a franchise and locked out an area, it doesn't mean that one of our ladies couldn't open up next door to you, or another franchise owner from a different company will open up next to you. So you're paying all that money to lock out the area, but that doesn't mean there's no competitors. Now, competition is not a bad thing, okay? But if you're paying all of that money for the rights for the area, and then someone else can come into your area, charge less because they're not having to pay whatever ridiculous percentage you've got to back to the franchisor. It's another cost, so you're going to struggle to be competitive in a marketplace because the offers that you can do are restricted by the amount of commission you have to give back. It's going to be really hard for you to compete. And yeah, you still absolutely. So if you bought a franchise from someone else, we could still set someone else up in your area doing exactly what you're doing, but they would be totally free with their branding or the way they're doing to do whatever it is they want to do. So why are you spending that money? Why are you spending all that money? I'd love to know if you're really happy with your decision of buying a franchise, and why, because I'm trying to create a model that gives you all of the benefits of a franchise. So the support, the hand-holding, the advice, the expertise, the brand, the logo, like everything that you would get from a franchise, in a way that you can build your business on your terms, in your own way. And that's what our packages do. We basically have different packages that allow, which we can help you in lots of different ways. Or even launching like a little 3-day retreat where you literally leave from the end of 3 days with your business all pretty much ready to go. So you can, it's just a lot more flexible, totally on your terms, and you own the business. And I think if I was building someone else's, if I was bought into a franchise and I was promoting someone else's brand name and a logo, I wouldn't feel as aligned to it. It's not mine, it's not my baby. But when I see my own brand that I've developed, that I've decided the colours, I've come up with the name, it's mine and it's grown, that is my baby. I have done that all by myself with help from amazing women and some guys. But that, it's mine, it's my baby, my idea, and no one can take that away from me. And that is what I want for you. That is why I don't really agree with the whole franchising thing. Now, there are instances, say McDonald's, which is big enough, and some people just want a McDonald's. We all talk about I'm going for McDonald's. We're not saying I'm going to go for a burger. There may be leverage in buying a brand name like that. But at the end of the day, if you wanted to grow it past your burger bar and turn that into a franchise, or start training in burger making, you couldn't, because that's not the McDonald's business model. So if you invested your 100 grand in that you're going to spend in that franchise in developing your own brand and unique twist on burgers, you could maybe rival them in the town and grow different bars, So don't just think that franchising is the only way. There are many, many other ways for you to start a business. And I would encourage you, before you commit your next 3 to 5 years away in a franchise, have a think if you could do it on your own. If there was someone out there, such as ourselves, and there's many other people I'm sure, that could help you come up with a professional brand, a website, and support you in growing your business, would that work better for you? Are you the sort of person that needs that creativity, that freedom to grow and to know that you're growing your own thing? If you just want a cookie cutter business and you just do what you're told, then franchising might be for you. But yeah, for those that just want that freedom, setting up their business to be their own boss, to have the freedom to pick it up and put it down when they want, and to grow it into something as big as they possibly can or small as they want, then franchising probably isn't the best route for you. So there are pros and cons, and I would just urge you, before you commit and get yourself trapped like the poor lady that I spoke to many, many years ago, just make sure and check in with yourself that it's the right thing for you. So hopefully that's helped in the question of whether I should buy into a franchise or not. Obviously it's just my own opinion and my little soapbox moment, but I hope that's been helpful. All right, lots of love. Bye for now.